everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. A little late, but that's me. I mean, if y'all have been watching me, y'all know that I do things a little bit late. Gotta apologize. I lost a couple videos that I recorded, which were actually, really long video that was going to be cut up into several small videos anyways. Broke my phone, and for some reason the SD card just didn't have the videos saved on there. I guess I used up too much of the SD card, so the video is actually saved on the phone itself and was lost when I lost the phone. So I'm going to go over a little bit of the information that I put on that video, and then I'm actually driving out to the shop today. I'm working at the shop by myself today, so I don't have to worry about anybody else that's a little camera shy, so I can actually take some video of what's going on at the shop. First off, on a personal note, there's been a lot going on. And I would love to say that more of it was good. Life-changing stuff has happened. And I don't want to get into too much detail on it here. Those of you that follow me on Facebook know, or may have figured out what happened. I haven't been ready to really talk about it on here, so that day will probably come. I'll explain everything a little bit better. Let's just say for right now, a very big life-changing moment has happened in my life, and it has changed my outlook on just about everything. But it definitely had a very big reaction on the RV. Prior to this event taking place, I was going to be satisfied with just getting the rig ready to live in and be done with it for a while, and just decide later on if I wanted to go any further into it and go full-blown renovation, or if I was just going to, fix it up enough to where I could sell it and then move on to something else. I did not do that. Throughout the process of processing what had just happened, I spent several days out at the shop, and as a result, my little RV got dismantled. I've been told that people grieve in different ways, and apparently mine is demolition. So the RV was completely stripped down to the frame. Not to the flatbed frame, but to the frame of the RV. All the siding went off, all the insulation came out, the entire kitchen came out, all the appliances, the countertop, everything. Ended up taking out the back window. Just went crazy. All the doors gone, the windows are gone, everything's gone. The entire cab is gone. The seats, door panels, carpet, everything. It's just all gone. It's completely stripped. Control-Alt-Delete never happened. And we're building a new motorhome. So this is complicated things. Things just got a lot more expensive. Things just got a lot more in depth. And that's obviously adding more time to my timeline. But amazingly enough, I've actually devoted more time to the motorhome now. And I seem to be getting things done quicker. If that makes any sense. I seem to be a little bit more focused on what I'm doing, and to be honest, I'm relieved that I'm going all out with this. 6 months ago, I probably wouldn't have been confident enough to take this on. I probably would have said, you know what, this is too much for me. I don't know what I'm doing well enough to do this. This is crazy. I shouldn't take it this far. This is further than I'm capable of going. And now that I've done it, I've completely bit the bullet. There's no going back. I mean, there's no way to reverse this. I mean, the tin was destroyed in the process. It's gone and cannot be put back on. And it's not going to. We're not going back with aluminum. The RV is going to have a fiberglass exterior, which is what I always wanted. Throughout the process, we decided that, you know what? It always kind of annoyed me that my head hit the roof whenever I would go in and stand straight up. So we made the ceiling higher. We raised the entire roof with 2x4s. There's real lumber in the roof now, at least on the outside framing of it. I couldn't do 2x4 all the way around. That would weigh a ton. But now the entire exterior has been done with foam board insulation. There's no more fiberglass insulation. It is all foam board. The Phylon panels are going to go on the sides. The roof, of course, is not going to be aluminum. It's going to be rubber. I think I've already told you that. Front window over the cab over is gone, never coming back. The back window in the kitchen is actually gone. I had second thoughts about that one, but then when it came right down to it, I couldn't see out of that window very well, which is really the only reason for keeping it. That window, when I first bought the RV, was completely filthy, and justifiably so. I mean, it was right in front of the stove, so it kind of served as the backsplash. Even with a screen or something in front of the window, it was still going to get dirty. And in addition to that, you really couldn't put much of a window covering on there. I mean, you could have put blinds on it, but I wouldn't put any kind of like shade and or curtain over it because fire. So at any rate, the window didn't really make sense. Plus, losing that window was going to actually add a little bit of integrity, a little less chance for any kind of leak, better insulation. It made sense, so that's what I did. I also went through and made some changes that some people are probably not going to agree with, but it makes sense for me, and it's going to fit for what I want and what I need. So even though some people may think that I'm depreciating the value of the RV, I think I'm actually making it a lot more practical and a lot more functional. I'm doing away with the onboard heater, the furnace. The furnace is going away. From what I hear, I mean, everybody pretty much has the same opinion. They seem to be rather inefficient, rather noisy, and it's just another, carbon monoxide risk. I don't really see the benefit. I can get a portable propane heater, the little buddy heaters that I've seen on YouTube recommended so many times, that just seem to be more practical, safer, and overall just do a better job. So the furnace is gone. That's adding in a little extra more cabinet space for me. And another thing that I'm doing, and this is another one of those extreme things, but I'm getting rid of the hot water heater. I'm going to go in with a portable tankless propane hot water heater, which I know is not recommended for indoor use, but I've seen it done, and I'm really going to go ahead and take the gamble on it. I think it may actually be a very practical application. I see, as long as it's properly vented, that it seems to work just fine. I only need it for a shower and for hot water at the sink, so it's not like it's going to be run for very long at a time. And plus, again, I can mount it on the shower wall and free up a bunch of space for more storage. Something else that I'm 98% sure I'm going to do, and this is one thing that people are probably going to disagree with me the most on, is I'm actually going to get rid of my onboard water tank. That one's kind of iffy, but the reason being is because the model Dolphin that I have, the way that tank is situated makes absolutely no sense. It is on the passenger front of the cabin. Now, mind you, all of the plumbing is in the rear of the cabin. So, it's located in the passenger front. It's plumbed, piped across to the driver's side where it meets the water pump. The water pump pumps it all the way from the front to the back, passing through the existing hot water heater, and eventually making it to the back driver's side, which is where the shower and used to be the lavatory sink in the bathroom, the toilet, and also the kitchen sink. So that water makes about 3/4 of the perimeter of the entire RV to reach its destination. And that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. That's a whole lot of PEX plumbing lines to replace, and it just doesn't seem to be very efficient. Plus, I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical about the water quality that's going to come out of that tank. Now, I understand that that doesn't necessarily mean that has to be my source of drinking water. It may very well be safe enough to use for a shower, definitely safe enough to use for a toilet. But mind you, when I remove the hot water heater out of this unit, I have seen cleaner water come out of a 1974 Mercury radiator. That water was completely nasty. And this is after having drained all the water out of the reserve tank and pretty much bleeding all the lines. The drain plug on the hot water heater itself was completely rusted out. We couldn't even clamp down on it with, you know what I'm talking about. But you could not get that thing to open at all. And apparently the previous owner couldn't either, so he just left it full of water. And as soon as I took off the water lines, we found water. We struck gold. That thing started bubbling water up all over the place. Fortunately, most of the carpet had already been taken out and the RV was empty, so the water didn't do any damage. I was able to suck it up with a shop vac as soon as it came out. But then when we actually got it out of the unit and poured the remaining water into a bucket, I should have taken pictures of that because that water was rusty, doesn't even begin to describe. So I have my doubts about my water tank. I've heard that they can be cleaned and sanitized and reused and everything else. I still don't like the whole setup. I want to figure out something different. I want to put a different kind of reserve tank in there. And I want it to actually be something smaller. I had an 18.5 gallon. And, I don't plan on doing a whole lot of dry camping. The dry camping that I do, I plan on having extra water jugs with me anyway. So I'm really thinking about 5 to 10 gallons is more than enough for what I'm going to need. And as far as showering when I am dry camping, I really don't think that I'm going to need to use the shower and hot water heater when I'm dry camping. If I'm dry camping, I'm most likely Um, Going to be doing it in an area where I could utilize the solar shower, which I have an idea of how I'm going to set that up that I can share later. But I really think that just being able to have enough water to refill the solar shower and use it when I'm dry camping, or to even utilize the pump sprayer like I've seen several people do, I think that that's a fairly decent idea. And as far as, hot water, I have no problem heating water over the stove. I plan on traveling with plenty of propane to where that's not going to be an issue. But at any rate, I think that the water reserve is another opportunity to gain some storage space and get rid of something that could be a potential problem. Plus, I'm also going to be pulling out about 20 feet of PEX plumbing that serves no purpose whatsoever. So that alone makes perfect sense to me. Now, granted, I could be crazy, but no, I'll just let y'all be the judge of that. At any rate, I guess I'm about halfway out to the property right now, trying to get to the shop. I will check in once I get there and run the camera around and just kind of show you what's going on. It's a total mess right now. It ain't pretty, but you can definitely see where a lot of work has been done and where a lot of work still has to be done. My friend at the shop is telling me that we're probably about halfway there. I don't see it. I see where we've got a lot more work to do, but he's the professional. I think that what he means is that the most difficult parts of the job are almost completed to where now we can get to the more simpler stuff. I don't know. All I know is I'm coming along for the ride. Happy to take y'all with me, and yeah, we'll see what you think once you get a better look at it. Bye for now.